What's up with y'all young niggas, man? Got this video, man. We finna get straight into it. I don't got nothing to say.
This is Darisha Bailey Vaught, a 17-year-old from Rochester, Minnesota. What happened next would change these young lives forever and shake this small community to its core. It all started at 1:20 a.m. on Sunday, July 16th at Lakeside Veterans Memorial Park in Forest Lake.
Damn. I was in a situation just like this, bro. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, bro. It's better if you just sit there and fight than to run and people gonna pick on you continuously. You gotta stand your ground. As a man, you gotta stand your ground.
What began as tension between two groups of young people boiled over into a violent confrontation. Witnesses say both sides were armed, some with baseball bats, hammers, and a crowbar.
See, see now that's when you run, you feel me? Shit, bro. Niggas,
Prosecutors say
they out there to kill. What are you talking about? Crowbars? Baseball bats? Oh, they trying to break a nigga bone.
20-year-old Dylan Simmons was playing hacky sack with friends at the park that night when he sent a text message to Devin Bailey Vaught telling him to come to the park to fight. A conflict between Simmons and Vaught and their respective friend groups had been brewing for about 2 years. Through records requests and extensive research, Midwest
Bro, that's how you know people be scared, bro. If you really felt disrespected, you really felt like you needed to fight, bro. That's a one-on-one thing, bro. People always gotta include somebody because they scared. Deep down, they be scared. That's why they always gotta include somebody, have somebody on their back. You feel me? It ain't nothing to handle that one-on-one. But these days, people don't even fight. You know, they get to busting. You feel me? Off the back.
crime has obtained exclusive footage of the incident. For the first time outside of court,
All right, my nigga.
his vehicle wielding hammers. Vaught and his friend were also armed with a baseball bat and a folding knife. A witness would later tell jurors, both sides up to this point were in the wrong.
Exactly. So if you sent a text message to say you wanted to fight, you and your homies both got weapons. I don't think they got no gun, but y'all got knives, bats, crowbars. I'm pretty sure the other party do too. Like, damn, you might as well said, pull up to the park, we finna kill each other.
As the fight starts to wind down, Simmons and a friend head back to his car, a white Mazda sedan.
Our coverage is made possible because of sponsors like Morgan & Morgan. Over the years, we've brought you mind-boggling videos.
Man, I ain't trying to see this. Yeah.
Largest personal injury law firm in the nation. Morgan & Morgan has a huge network of over 1,000 life-altering car crashes like these.
Okay, we get it. Damn, Morgan and Morgan.
Narrowly missing the group standing just inches away. He crashes toward the crowd, narrowly missing the group standing just inches away. He crashes into the rear of Vaught's vehicle, nearly running over someone's foot and brushing against someone else's leg.
Damn.
Simmons backs up and accelerates again.
That
Time
nigga
hitting
moving
Vaught's sister,
reckless.
17-year-old Darisha, driving over her with both front and rear tires before speeding away.
Why was they still crowded around that car? That nigga was trying to hit somebody. People be having no like what are you doing?
Now, for the first time, we bring this exclusive footage to the public from 3 perspectives.
Look at all of them crowded around the car. Want to be like, oh my god, when something happened. You put yourself in that situation. Did he not?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Risha.
Risha did it to herself. And you can't lie. Look, Risha out here like bitch ass nigga and all that. That's what you get, Risha. That's what you get. You thought you was hard. Now look at your ass. Okay, look. We just seen the car from the other perspective. We just seen the car doing all type of crazy shit, trying to run people over. Why would you run up to the car, smack the windows with your weak ass? You know you wasn't gonna do shit. You just put yourself in a predicament for you to get hurt. And now everybody gotta feel sorry for Risha. Man, hell no, this Risha fault. To be honest.
You gotta go, bro. You gotta go.
Moments later, police and paramedics arrive. They rush to provide emergency medical aid to Darisha as she lies in the parking lot.
I think she was holding on to the door and they was driving off and they ran her over.
He is not with the group, only seeing it from a distance. Female's not breathing. RP didn't see what direction the vehicle left. It's still focused on the person. Copy.
34 copy. Just looking for me. Got him health and route.
Copy, we have them in route.
First, like 34, CPR in progress.
Let me go.
No, please.
Stay with me.
Here, I'm gonna switch out with you, okay?
Despite their efforts, she had multiple fractures and a traumatic head injury. Darisha died at the scene.
Damn, she got her. Did she get her head ran over? She must have. And she not breathing, she died on the scene. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you acting too hard. You gotta be smart first.
Shortly after rescue crews arrived, a medical examiner later ruled her death was a homicide. Simmons and his passenger quickly drove away, but they didn't get far. The passenger called someone still at the scene who was speaking with an officer. They convinced Simmons to return back to the scene. Simmons eventually drove back.
Everything about this whole thing was just for tragedy. First of all, they pulled up with weapons. Something could happen right there. Then, now we got the dude trying to run everybody over. Now look what happened. This was a bad night.
And turned himself in and admitted to officers that he knew he'd struck the victim. This surveillance camera video gave prosecutors the evidence they needed to upgrade Simmons' charges to second-degree murder, with 3 counts of second-degree assault added to the case.
A family in Forest Lake is grieving the loss of a 17-year-old girl.
Police say that someone intentionally...
And I don't even think, like, he was intentionally trying to kill her. Like, he was fucking around, like, trying to run him over and shit. You feel me? But I don't think he really wanted to kill her. Like, that was an accident.
hit and killed her during a fight at a park this weekend. 20-year-old Dylan Simmons appeared in court for the first time today after Washington County prosecutors charged him with third-degree murder and vehicular homicide.
Simmons' trial started in December 2024, but it wasn't long before tensions turned the quiet courthouse into chaos. 2 families, one seeking justice.
I say he get a manslaughter. He should fight for a manslaughter because the Risha smacking his window and all that, like, they all was there for some grimy shit. And, you know, she wasn't thinking. She put herself in that situation. I don't really think it's his fault. He should get a manslaughter charge.
The other claiming innocence. During the first day of the trial, both sides shouted at each other outside the courtroom and a hole was punched in the wall. with the fighting continuing over lunch at a Carboni's Pizza near the courthouse.
I just want him to pay for his crime. Like, he's admitting that he hit her, but he's not admitting that he did it on purpose.
He's right.
He didn't. He did not do that on purpose. She was holding on to his car somehow, and you know, nigga, a car moving fast, nigga, you gonna flip over. She probably flipped over, ran over her head. That's crazy, but he did not do that on purpose. For sure, I know.
Right, despite prosecutors saying Dylan Simmons intentionally tried to hit people with his car.
He did. He did do that, though. He did try to hit people with his car, but he wasn't trying to kill her, nor run her over when he was driving off. He wasn't trying to kill her.
Killing Bailey Vath. Simmons' mother is speaking out for the first time, saying her son is a good kid and did not mean to hit her.
Well, first and foremost, I want to start out by saying that our hearts and prayers go out to Darisha's family, the Bailey Vath family. They've suffered a tremendous loss. I'm not saying I don't think he should do any time. I think what I'm saying is he's not a murderer. What they're trying to throw at him is crazy to me.
The two groups had been fighting. Waldo says her son was terrified when it was all unfolding at Lakeside Veterans Memorial Park.
His car was surrounded by multiple kids beating on the car with a bat. He freaked out. He was scared. He put it in drive. There was people in front of the car, and
I don't think the nigga was scared, but yeah, nigga, all them people was trying to hit his windows and all that. They was all surrounding the car. Bro was trying to get out of there, and he didn't intentionally run her over while trying to leave. That was completely an accident. If they try to say it wasn't an accident, that's crazy. And your little white boy too, he should get off smooth.
some jumped out of the way, and unfortunately, she didn't. And like I said, it's so sad. I think he should do what's just and fair, which is not 32 years, not his life. Like, I just don't.
But as far as prison time, how long is enough?
I want him to do the rest of his life, because we lost a life. He should spend the rest of his life in prison.
After a 5-day...
And that's understandable to feel like that, being the other side. But to be honest, if you watch the video, just be real, bro. Your daughter put herself in that situation, bro. If your daughter wasn't all by that car with everybody else, this would have never happened. They should have never went to the park, to be honest. It was all a fucking tragedy building up.
Trial, the jury reached its verdict. Simmons was found guilty of second-degree murder without intent, and he was acquitted of the charge of second-degree murder with intent. Jurors found him guilty of criminal vehicular homicide and 3 counts of second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon. Simmons remains jailed in Washington County ahead of his sentencing, set for March 20th, 2025. A judge will ultimately determine Simmons' fate. He is facing up to 40 years in prison. For Darisha's family, the verdict brought a measure of justice, but they still feel the pain of her loss. This part of their legal battle may be over, but the scars of that night remain.
My daughter is gone. I'm never gonna see her again. I'm never gonna be able to hold her. I'm not gonna see her graduate.
Now they can only remember a young woman who was excited to graduate high school next spring with big dreams of becoming a veterinarian.
I miss her so much. I miss her so much. I miss my best friend and my baby sister so much.
For an extended version of this video.
Damn. How long y'all think he should get for that murder? I'll say like reasonable. Reasonable, probably like the maximum 15. that's cool, bro, because he ain't do that on purpose. But other than that, I'll see y'all next time.